Spring had come to the farm. The sun was warm, the flowers were blooming, and Patch, the little puppy with the brown spot over his eye, was ready for another day of adventure. Patch loved to explore, and that morning his nose led him to the farmer's vegetable garden, a place full of new smells and hidden corners. And then Patch heard something he had never heard before, a tiny, squeaky little sound, hidden somewhere in the garden. Under a cabbage leaf, Patch found a tiny baby bunny, all alone, shivering. Patch didn't know what to do, so he did the only thing he knew. He lay down beside it and kept it company. Patch knew he needed help. He called out, and across the field, his mother lifted her head. She knew that bark. Something was happening. Patch's mother came, and his brothers too. They all looked at the tiny creature. Nobody barked, nobody chased. They just knew. This little one needed kindness. The farmer came and saw what Patch had found. He knelt down in the dirt and
Well,
gently
little
picked
one,
up the tiny bunny.
where's your
Patch
mama?
watched, trusting his human friend to know what to do. The farmer made a warm little bed for the bunny inside the house. Patch didn't leave its side. He just watched, as if he knew the bunny needed someone to be there. The farmer's granddaughter came to see the bunny. She named it
It's so
Clover.
tiny.
And when the bunny heard the girl's soft voice, it opened its tiny
I'm
eyes
gonna
for the
call you
very first
Clover.
time. Clover needed milk every
Clover.
few hours. The farmer and his
Clover.
granddaughter took turns, and Patch stayed through every feeding. He never got bored. He never walked away. He just watched and wagged. Even Duke the horse came to see what was happening. He looked through the window and saw Patch guarding the little bunny. Duke nodded his big head once as if to say, "Good job, little friend." Days passed. Clover grew stronger. Her eyes opened fully, her ears stood up, and through it all, Patch was there, her little guardian. One day, Clover hopped out of the box all by herself. Patch was amazed. She was so tiny, but so brave. He followed her around the kitchen, making sure she was safe. Soon, Clover was big enough to play outside. Patch bounced alongside her through the grass, and for a while, they were just two little friends enjoying the sunshine. But one evening, Clover looked out at the wild meadow beyond the fence. Patch saw her looking, and in that moment, he knew. Clover wasn't a farm animal. She was wild. The meadow was calling her home. The farmer knelt beside Patch and said, "She's ready to go home now. You did something wonderful, Patch. You helped her get strong enough to be free." Clover slipped through the fence into the meadow. She turned and looked at Patch one last time. Patch wagged his tail, just once, and then she was gone, into the tall grass where she belonged. Patch walked back to the farmhouse. His mother licked his head. His brothers nuzzled him, and he realized letting go was hard, but love wasn't about holding on. It was about helping someone be free. That night, Patch dreamed of Clover, hopping through the meadow, wild and free. And in his dream, he was right there beside her. Because true friendship doesn't end when someone goes away. It just changes shape. Spring came again. And one morning, at the edge of the meadow, a familiar rabbit appeared, with a tiny baby of
Good
her
boy,
own.
Patch.
Clover had come back to show Patch that kindness grows, and love always, always returns.